Where it drains out the... Just kidding.
Everyone's going to be like, huh? Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Weekly Games Chat. I am your host, Chris. As always, joined by my co-host, Sean.
Hey, how are you doing?
And inappropriate John.
He's just leaving it in.
Yep. I edit nothing. The listeners of this show, who especially I think have listened in the last month, will know I leave everything
No,
in.
because what happens normally in the beginning is you do this thing where you're like, we're going to count down and we're going to start, but don't say a word because we have to minimize error. And then we thought that was going to be the thing. John says a thing and then...
Welcome!
It's fun times.
Welcome! All right.
So fun fact on Saturday, right?
Fun fact?
Fun fact.
Ooh.
You know, the game started at 12 Saturday, right?
I didn't know that.
And I was finishing up a thing in the game that we're talking about this week, right? So I was like 3 minutes late. In the span of those 3 minutes, we scored 14 points.
I was at a place where, you know, off-road vehicles and other vehicles can get fixed. And
That's
whatnot.
right. You went to Dobbs Knob. That's why I call it.
No. That was not the same day. That
wasn't that day?
No, that was on Saturday. We were at a place getting something fixed, and they had the game on. Didn't even know the game was on.
Was there a boy named Scooter there?
And by the time I got to this waiting area, it was already like 30 something to nothing, and I was like, "Jeez."
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Louisiana Lafayette.
And you're thinking like, wow, that's not impressive at all. But then you look at teams like Auburn that even when they play Southern Mississippi find themselves only up like, what was it? It was like 14-7 or 21-7 at halftime.
They finished 24-13, I think, against the Southern Miss.
Was it University of Louisiana at Lafayette?
I'm sure.
I think that's my boss's alma mater.
The Raging Cajuns?
Possibly.
Yeah. Great name.
Hey, I think back in the day, I want to say they beat us when we were during one of our lows.
I think that was, like
one of our lows.
Was that the one that beat Saban at home? Or was it Louisiana Tech?
I know it was a Louisiana, but I think the Raging Cajuns have given us fits before back in the day.
Yeah.
Not anymore, John.
Yeah, we're bona fide. We're legit.
Yeah, so I didn't really watch any NFL.
I watched a ton of NFL.
I did, I'm a Browns fan now.
Are you?
Yeah.
You love Baker?
I'm in.
You love those 4 turnovers?
I watched HBO Hard Knocks and I was in. All right. So, but he fumbles and I think cost them the game maybe from the Raiders or something like that.
He fumbled twice and picked twice.
Oh, had a bad game, huh?
Yeah, someone was like, someone said, you know what Tyrod Taylor didn't do in 3 years of starting? What? And it's like, have 4 turnovers in one game.
You know what else he didn't do? He didn't electrify a city like Baker Mayfield does, Chris.
He electrified Buffalo last year. Took him to playoffs. That's
not true.
He took him to playoffs. My team was on a bye, but my fantasy team was whooping because...
You know what I forgot to do?
Yeah.
I
think he might have won.
That would have been amazing if I won, because I think this...
It was the highest scoring week by far in the league. Like by Friday morning, because I had all those Rams players, I already had like 100 and something points.
Did anybody pick up Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
It turns out it's a good one, huh?
Yeah. I made the mistake of the year, though, because I had to drop Calvin Ridley in week 1 because of Leonard Fournette, and someone got him off waivers before my waiver went through.
Seems like I saw a Kermit the Frog joke about Mahomes. Does that ring a bell?
This is what you're chiming in on, huh?
Uh-huh.
I saw it today.
I don't know.
And I looked at it and I went, I don't know who Patrick Mahomes is.
Apparently he's a guy who's, what's it called?
Introverted?
No, introdextrous.
It was
right?
That's where he can. It was childhood photos of Cam Newton, Tom Brady, and somebody else, and then.
Hold on 1 second, John. You're like really low right now.
I was going to say that too. I don't know what's going on. Is he coming through our mics or what?
I don't know. I can't hear.
I don't know if it's John's audio or what. That's me on 2. John's on 3.
John, speak.
Say something.
Oh, it's way better.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice. Listeners, did you hear
that's
that?
Really nice.
That was called On the Fly Production.
You are a little higher up now, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So much power. I feel grown up.
You sound grown up, John.
Check.
Are we doing?
Do you hear me well?
Yeah, you're okay.
So you full on experienced this weekend something hot and powerful between your legs.
Oh,
I did. About 3:00 in the morning. Not what happened? She, yeah, man.
Cool.
Yep.
you'd already experienced it between your legs, though, right?
Well,
couple times, Chris.
We're talking about icy hot, right? No? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Sick people, you.
oh my gosh.
Good times. Let the jokes flow, guys. Let's do it.
I feel like I watched something and I don't remember what the heck it
Oh,
was.
I've continued to watch Dark, and I swear if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Oh, I watched American Vandal season 2.
That's great stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of a been there, done that.
It's different,
But yeah, it's different, but it's also the same. It's like, but it's funny. It's like really, really
They do
funny.
really good at what they're doing.
This is not spoilery, but if you start watching it, don't sit down to watch it eating food. Just don't do it.
Yeah, at least the first episode.
Let it marinate first.
Okay, we can accept that.
But it's awesome. It's
I like the second season because the first one probably has better straight up jokes. Like straight,
the main character in the first season was just so funny.
Yeah.
The culprit or the alleged culprit.
This one though was much more, I think one has a better commentary actually on like real world things that are going on and like the way high schoolers behave today versus our generation, right?
Yeah, we have a generation, guys.
Yeah. Speaking of generation,
yeah,
I got done with American Vandal and read that Designated Survivor got picked up by Netflix, so I started the series over.
Show's all right.
It can be cheesy, and Kiefer Sutherland's not killing everything.
No,
he's getting other people to kill everything.
He's still being Kiefer.
He's still kind of being Kiefer.
Is he is it still gonna have Kiefer in it?
I think so.
That's good.
I don't see how they could do it without him, right?
I don't see how.
Well, of course, I say that, but then like Netflix is, with freaking Kevin Spacey is doing the final season here, but that at least made sense. Like you could get to that and it works. I didn't
finish the final season of, not the final, but the last season of
House of Cards.
Yeah, because I think it was when everything went down and I just kind of dropped it.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, but. On Saturday, Clarissa was upstairs watching the Georgia game, and downstairs I was platinuming Spider-Man.
Oh,
so
congrats.
I got that done. Did
you like the ending?
Yeah, I understood why they had to do it.
Yeah,
but
you're in the dark.
It was for the most part, it was a phenomenal story. I'm not going to brag on the platinum because the platinum just took a lot of time. The last thing I had to do was answer all the police radio calls and get all that stuff. That took all day. Because I wasn't really doing it during the game.
Yeah, if you neglect it during the game, you're definitely going to have some catching up to do.
Yeah, plus this is really obscure trophy that I'm like, how would anybody know that unless they looked it up? But
there's a couple of them actually. There's like 3 or 4 of those. Yeah, like where you just have to figure it out, I guess, right?
Or just get lucky.
Yeah.
One of them I got lucky.
A couple of them I did.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Daft Punk.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Featuring Pharrell.
For real?
Pharrell Williams.
I don't know. I watched something and I just, like, my mind right now for whatever reason.
Was telling you no?
It's going blank and I don't know why. Oscar movies season kind of officially kicks off this weekend.
Hey, you know what else comes out this week? Venom.
I'm not hearing good early impressions.
I don't care. I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah.
That's the one you're all in on, huh?
I'm all in.
Another trailer for Creed 2 dropped.
Yes.
Yes, it did. Oh.
Yeah, guy I work with, Brandon, was like watching him, was getting angry. I was like, why are you so angry? He's like, it's just Michael B. Jordan. He has all his time to just work out, and that's all he does.
Yeah,
like, I could look that good if I worked out all the time. I was like, yeah, good
I don't
point.
think it's fun.
Working out sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta
definitely
lift heavy stuff.
Looks good.
Looks pretty good.
I think it looks very good.
Yeah. There's a bunch of trailers this week because the Rocket Man trailer for Elton John's movie dropped, with the dude from what's his name? Tarragon, whatever. The Kingsman. That's his big thing. He's the kid from the Kingsman.
Right.
And,
he's playing Elton John?
Yeah, and singing. He's apparently...
Love the Kingsman.
What was that movie, that animated movie, Sing, right?
Yeah.
Like with all the animals?
Yeah.
He was the gorilla who sang
Really?
Elton John, apparently.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, someone told me that.
If you haven't seen it, it's a good movie, John.
I watched it with it in the background noise, so it's okay. It's just obnoxious.
Really?
Yeah, it's a soundtrack. It's just a hit song soundtrack.
Yeah, it's for kids.
I don't care. It's good. Good.
He
Great.
hates music, remember?
Oh, yeah, because of you.
He just hates it.
No, it's because of you.
Yeah, I probably didn't
You
help.
ruined it.
You ruined it?
You ruined it.
Sorry your Dave couldn't save him.
Who's Dave?
Remember Dave in the PT Cruiser? You have
That's
it
a
ever?
great reference.
Yeah.
That's a 1-2 way back, John.
What happened?
Dave Matthews was playing in the PT Cruiser one day, and it didn't work.
You had a PT Cruiser?
A long time ago.
Oh, Sean.
You wrote it.
You were in it.
You had a PT Cruiser? I don't remember.
The
this.
goal of the Cruiser was to make it look like a classic roadster.
It was white.
Yeah.
Never happened.
When was this?
This is when we were all out at
The
PSA.
place. Yeah, so circa
Like 2007, 2008.
6, 7, 8, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Tony replied to my comment.
Hey, Tony. Thanks for replying and on the show. It's great.
For the show.
For the show. But yeah, guys, check out Dark. Seriously, it's it's in the vein of Stranger Things. It's recorded in, I believe, German, but so it's got an English dub over it. You get past that, the content's well worth it.
Netflix?
No problem with dubs.
It at first you're like, why is it not syncing up right? But it's great. I'm all in on it. So
I have to put on caption dubs when I'm watching Peaky Blinders because I can't understand what they're saying.
Peaky Blinders.
It's
That's one of the
it's
ones
this
that's on my
really
list.
harsh, thick Irish accent in New York City, and you just don't understand what they're saying.
What's that?
What?
Well, we worked with Karen. So
X-Men trailer dropped and nobody noticed.
I did.
I know. So I thought it was actually a really good trailer.
Well,
But nobody cares, I think.
But like a day later, they said that they're
Delaying it?
the
Yeah.
film. It's like, jeez.
I was like, why would you do that?
That's funny.
That dropped, and the first image of, and I gotta say, he looks just like the person. The first picture of, actually, there's two first pictures. We
You
didn't
guys
even
are still
talk
having
about.
sound problems.
We didn't talk about even last week, but first, this week, Tom Hanks as Fred
Mr.
Rogers.
Rogers, yeah. That
And he looks, man,
spot
does
on.
he look right.
It looked like Tom Hanks is Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, and to be fair, on Drunk History last year, his son played him in
Colin?
one of the episodes. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing, of course, we didn't talk about this last week. Freaking the Joker reveal, and
Oh, yeah.
I mean that.
Who cares?
I do.
That looked good.
I do. That's
Everything
who cares,
about
John.
that.
I do.
I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was
You
like,
care.
thank you.
That answered
Lord.
my question. I asked.
Yeah.
You
I
can
asked.
go yourself.
Yeah.
What was it?
When I watched that last week, I was very pleasantly surprised.
I don't know if you guys ever watched this on BBC, the Graham Norton show. I think he has a talk show that's better than any late night TV in America.
Oh, so you like British talk?
He's just funny.
Yeah.
Now Tom Hanks was on the show one time, and Graham Norton said, "How do you play
Yeah, I
real
saw
people?"
that.
And he says, "Well, I like to go talk to that person if they're still alive." And I go, "So I'm playing you. I'm not you. I'm going to be saying things that you never said. I'm going to be doing things you never did. So I just want you to know that I'm simply playing
A
you.
role.
A
Yeah.
role."
Yeah. Playing a part.
It was just funny the way he did it. It's a funny bit that
Tom Hanks is funny.
he is
I like
quite
him.
funny. I'm a big fan.
He's my second favorite actor.
Who's your first?
Now-
Stallone?
Edward Norton.
He's a good
Edward
choice.
Norton.
He's a good choice.
He is a good
I
actor.
hear he's a cranky diva, though.
Yeah, just like you.
What was the,
So I figure if I can put up with you,
That's
The
a
movie-
good point.
yeah.
fun fact? The movie The Score, right? When he's coming
Landau?
out and he's trying to like hide in public, puts on a baseball cap. Originally in the script, it was going to be a Yankees cap. Edward Norton's from Baltimore, and he hardcore refused to put on any other baseball cap but a Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And that made my day.
Yeah.
When I
Plus
found that
one
out.
for the old Ed Norton.
But yeah, I will say that now this Joker movie, at first I was skeptical, though what's his face is always a good actor, usually Joaquin Phoenix. But it's on my radar.
But it's a one-off, right? It has nothing to do with any...
You never know.
You never know.
Dude, he is going to be the Joker. Do you understand? I'm not a big fan of Joaquin.
Really?
Right? As
You like Gladiator?
No, because he wanted to kill Russell Crowe and stuff, man.
He was good in that movie.
He was
villain.
He was good. But when he becomes something, he's like it.
Yeah, he did a good job as Johnny Cash.
Just saying.
And
Well, I think when most actors play something, they become that.
See, sometimes
that
I say things, just to do that.
just to get my juices flowing.
Yeah, just to say things.
I will not be surprised at all, John, if this movie goes exceptionally well for them. And Todd Phillips
They'll
is a good director.
they'll build a universe around him.
Well, no, they'll just slowly fade out that Joker and they'll replace him. Just like, they're probably about to have to do this anyways with Batman and Superman. So
And
why
Ben
not?
Affleck,
Right?
think about this. He's an amazing Batman.
Yes.
I don't even like to admit that because when you found out Ben Affleck was going to be Batman, you're like, Ben Affleck's going to be
Yeah,
Batman.
everyone was pissed when that happened.
And he's like, he's Batman.
I think he's a great Batman. Unfortunately,
Don't say anything about Henry Cavill.
no, I'm not.
Okay.
When Ben Affleck got sent to rehab, there was stories that broke that said that he's no longer insurable for a movie like that.
Yeah.
Like it would cost almost half the cost of the production, so they would look for a new Batman. And no, I don't understand why Warner Brothers just doesn't talk. They have not been talking about this for over a year. Not just the Henry Cavill thing, but is Ben Affleck going to do Batman or not? It's a simple question, and I don't know why they don't answer it. Except they just let people stew in speculation. Whatever Matt Reeves knows the answer.
Sure.
So what's the answer?
If I had to guess, the answer is probably they would like him to do Batman, but it's more if he's got demons and,
Batman has demons.
Why is
he's
John
got
getting riled up?
He's got real demons.
Because I'm with you. I don't know how invested you are in I don't think this
Justice
is a
League is my favorite.
You
Ben Affleck, not Affleck.
shut up.
Ben Affleck is to me on screen the best Batman we've ever had.
Wow. Take that.
The
Adam
physicality of Batman has never been portrayed by short Michael Keaton, short Val Kilmer, and short Christian Bale. Ben Affleck is like 6'3".
You left off George Clooney.
Did I?
What about Val Kilmer?
He
was
that.
Iceman.
He did
say
somebody
Val Kilmer
finally
did.
has that physicality because Batman's tall. He's got this cleft chin that you know when you punch it, you're not going to break it.
Yeah.
He just looks like Batman more so than any other.
He does look
character.
like
It
Batman.
helps when you wear the head cowl. That helps you look like Batman.
He said cowl. That's COWL, John.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Simon.
I think personally with him, he doesn't need to do that. Like, I agree. I'd love to see him do it, but I think it's kind of one of those things like where it seems to me the best part of his productively of his life, right, where everything was the most stable, was when he wasn't doing big films and he was a director. Because I think when, obviously when you're a director, it's like consistent work around the shoot, whether it's pre-production or then the actual making the movie and then working with an editor right afterwards.
Sure.
So it keeps you busy. And I'm guessing when you're getting ready to make a film versus as an actor versus a director, there's probably a lot more free time. And that's maybe when the demons come out to play. Yeah. So maybe that's what he needs. He just needs to go make some little, Gone Baby Gone 2. Still gone. Actually, he should.
Was that Ben Affleck?
Yeah, that was his first directing movie.
I thought
debut.
The Town was. Anyway, don't matter.
Yeah.
He had some solid work. I was very happy.
The Town.
And to be fair,
I did
that's
too.
a series too, so he could bring those characters back
In
and keep making
theory.
if you want. That's like the third book in that series.
I wonder if there's a Batmobile coming to a racing game anytime soon.
I'd only be down with it if it was a Bat motorcycle.
Terrible. Just terrible pivots, terrible terrible. I got a motorcycle now.
Go to the topic, dude.
Okay.
Just do it. It's on you. You ready for this?
And put the cap back on your bottle.
Hey, are you guys ready for
I
this?
should John lock this and say,
John,
don't tell me what
ask
to
the
do.
listeners if they're ready for it.
I got to clear my throat.
Ask them if they're ready.
Are you ready?
Are you
I don't
ready
think
for
you're
this?
ready for this, Jelly.
I don't think you're ready for this, Jelly.
Are you ready?
I don't think
You
you're
ready for this
bro.
topic?
Are you
Topic's
ready?
going down. You ready?
You want this?
This is terrible. All right, yeah,
You
let's
pushed the lotion in the basket.
You want my topic?
Would you?
Were you better size 14? Huh? I do me hard.
Topic time.
The topic is Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah.
Why'd I turn to old-timey news, Chris?
I don't know, but I really hate that you got this game before everybody.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I like to support developers. You could have done the same.
How?
You could have bought the version I bought.
What version did you buy, Chris?
The ultimate one.
Ultimate Edition?
Yeah. It gives me all the expansions.
When did you get this on the Xbox?
And it let him play Friday or Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Otherwise, it came out today, Tuesday. When you're listening on Wednesday,
We don't have to tell them that. They know, John.
they already know.
Yeah, they already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's downloaded. I have fast internet. So it's ready to go. I'm gonna play that all week.
No,
Yeah?
you're not.
You're going to play us great.
You're not. That was the fun part when we were discussing the topic for this week. Some behind the scenes shop. Like John was like, I don't know, man. I might play that on Tuesday. And I was like, John, we all know what game you're playing on Tuesday.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna vigorously play. See, Chris, vigorous means it just means I'm gonna fire it up. It's okay, right?
Yeah.
Spend a couple hours playing it. I can
Sean
do
it.
that.
Yeah, just Sean it. That's acceptable.
Okay, I'm gonna Sean it.
It's acceptable.
Sean it through England,
Sean it through England, eh?
Great Britain,
This is why I hate this episode
Will
already.
you say fish and chips?
fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Would you like a kipper for breakfast?
I'd like to know the best
like to
fish
not
and
peek.
the best fish and chips.
Is it Disney World Epcot Center?
I think it might be. I'd like to know if a listener, and then Chris has got to talk about Forza. If a listener has gone from a place in England to Epcot and had fish and chips on that little corner tavern, you know which one I'm talking about,
You
right?
do,
Right
yep.
next to Canada.
Beautiful place.
I've had fish and chips in England. I can say I have not had them in Epcot. And to be fair,
It's
I
basically
definitely
England.
don't remember anything about fish and chips. And yeah.
Epcot, like each little country, is basically that country. It's crazy.
Everybody working there is that country.
They're from there.
Completely factual.
Yes,
There's a Big Ben clock tower there,
which is the real thing.
just miniature
Completely
version.
100%.
Yeah, they took
And that's
a
a spaceship
Rick
in the middle.
Moranis just shrunk it.
They took a little DNA from the big one, DNA, and then they made that one.
Oh,
Rick freaking Moranis.
Yeah.
so this is
Yeah, Forza. Let's do
this is
this.
a driving game.
Thanks, John.
Racing
So
simulator.
Chris, you might not know this.
Uh-huh.
I have a driver's license.
I definitely would not know that by riding with you.
I got here.
That's a good. That's
I
funny.
got here in a car. 2009 Hyundai Accent, 2-door,
Whoa.
baby blue.
Whoa.
We call it the Blue Bomber.
Do we? And who's we? Got a mouse in your pocket?
Me and my dog Burgess.
Yeah. Is John drinking?
Yeah, no.
Did you
I'm beginning to wonder.
Did you spray aerosol? Is this happening?
Those chemicals. Don't do it.
Now, most people
Inside
call
joke.
it the Baby Blue Sissy Mobile.
No, they don't, John. They call it John's car.
Nice. That's a good one.
They do. They say, hey, that's John's car.
Sounds hot.
I call it, man, can't you get an upgrade in about time for that?
Look, the man goes from his Hyundai to his current Honda, and he's just going to got some smack talk, huh?
That's right.
I don't know. Well, after this previous week, I'm in that mode of like, man, I need something better because, I got more. And,
Is it?
well, put it this way, my phone, I think I told you this, like my phone, I kind of just gotten by and been like, I don't need to replace it now. All of a sudden I'm like, well, You know what?
No.
It's time to get a 10.
No, it's not. Don't do that.
Or a 10S.
Don't do it. You don't need it, Chris. Live within your means.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, because you bought 2 video games this week.
Yep.
Mr. Your Means.
Well, I had Spider-Man cash for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, how much did that get you?
A lot, like $30.
No. I sold it to someone for 40.
Oh, God. He Chris somebody.
He did.
Man.
They
That's a whole
said,
other
what do you
episode.
think is a fair price? And I said 40. And
Was
she
this
said,
person considered a friend?
Yeah, I guess. Not in our group.
Hopefully they don't listen.
Let's put it this way. They weren't going to come across the game any cheaper anywhere else.
They could have come across it a lot cheaper.
What, $10 freaking dollars? Or actually, it would have been $8.
Hey, you play this when you're done, give it back.
Well, it wasn't. No, but it was a gift.
Did you see the look?
It wouldn't have been a give it back type thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Plus, I plan on buying that game digitally.
You
whenever.
platinum it. Why?
Because
The
there's
content
DLC.
looked
Yeah.
good.
I know. I wanted him to say it, John.
Sorry.
DLC.
Okay, yeah, you know me.
I gotta keep swinging, saving people.
Down with DLC. Yeah, you know me.
That's what you're going with? Yeah, but anyways, Forza. So for those unfamiliar, there's 2 sets of Forza games out there. There's traditional Forza, which I would say is designed for the Jerry Seinfelds and like Jay Leno's, the top, top speed
They like
watchers.
cars.
Yeah.
Oh, they go in cars and get coffee.
Yeah. With comedians.
I like that one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It is a good show.
Yeah.
Very good show. It's for people wanting something where it's like, hey, I'm not Jerry Seinfeld. I don't have $1 billion, so I'm very limited in what I ever get to drive. So I want something that if I jack up all the settings to the most realistic, simulations of them, that it gives me an idea of how each car would drive at high speeds on very famous tracks, right? Whereas the Horizon series is more for us dumb folk.
Just go, woohoo, let's go drive cars.
I want to drive in a field. Porsches are fast. I'm a bona fide.
The Horizon series is my favorite of the 2 for sure.
Yeah, like Horizon is more, I think, designed with gamers in mind, right? It's still a love fest to cars. There's tons of things that if you're a car aficionado, you will find to love in this series, but it's mainly designed to also give you a great gaming experience that doesn't drive you insane if you're not someone who's looking for that hyper realism or whatever. And they've nailed it. And I have to say, like, when this game was coming out, it was one of those things I'm like, oh yeah, it's coming out, but it wasn't like I was hyped, because honestly, Horizon 3, and you played a good bit of it, Sean, with me.
Yeah.
It was so good. I was like, I'm good. I don't know what they could do.
Right. It's like,
they took me to a place I'd never been. I'll probably never go. It's such like a unique continent that it gave them a lot of different things to play with. Right. And like here, they're like, well, we're doing England. I was like
dingoes.
Dingoes and kangaroos. Everyone was drinking Foster's.
I love the word dingo.
I had a lot of blooming onions.
Dude,
that's not true, is it?
Yeah, but they're good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But everywhere there was a great white shark.
Dude, speaking of the Outback real quick, they got a new garlic butter topping for your steak.
Nice.
Garlic butter?
I might have to do that.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Garlic butter.
Resume, Chris.
I missed the Bernese at Big Eddie. That was good, right?
I never got to eat there.
Oh, sorry.
Even during the thing we get to go there for. Never made it to that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not top notch.
Not top notch.
But yeah, like when they announced it was England, look, I've been there, I've seen all that. So it's not to say it's a bad setting, but it was like they had just done in Forza 2 southern France and northern Italy. So I was like, there are going to be parts of this that feels similar, right? Just because it's not like France is that drastically different than England. And I wondered
what?
There are going to be people writing in on that one, Chris.
Yeah. Go to northern France and then go over to England and tell me outside of Paris what the difference is.
Now you've made it a little small section just to hammer home your point. But I'm just going to tell you there's going to be some French people and some English people going at you.
Okay.
They're going to be arguing down the pub.
Je ne sais pas, man. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I peeked.
You did. But yeah, there wasn't like a natural alert just because it's like I've seen this, and that's cool. But I was like, how much can the same hook get me that got me last time?
Oh, tell me.
And I have to say, it took about 10 minutes. And I was like, oh,
that's
God.
about average. Don't be ashamed.
I was like, man, this is just so good and so well. And it just, the key word I would tell people is it's fun. If you like driving games, if you like open world, and if you like music, and the bigger thing, the two big things this year, if you really like being in a shared environment, and
I'm out.
Boo.
And you like changing dynamics, like this game has all that, and it's kind of taking all these things that have been in some way in other Horizon games, and finally, I think, put together a perfect synergy. So the big
synergy,
yeah, the big thing that
I like it.
There are two big changes with this year that everyone's going to know. One is
England.
We're in England, eh? Is that not?
No, that's just like
England.
France. I already,
that wasn't even in England. I messed up.
Great Britain.
Great Britain. I like Tottenham.
I thought
God save the Queen.
I thought they talked like, oh, hello.
They do not talk like that, Chris.
Hello.
I live in Somerset.
Let's go down to Rottenbury. Like, I don't even know what is Rottenbury. I just say things.
Let's
Robin
go down
of
to
Locksley.
Love Robin Hood
Go
Prince
to
of Thieves.
Brighton.
Kevin Costner's
Love Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
authenticity right there.
Right.
Just saying.
But anyways,
I want to be Sean of Locksley. So England, Chris.
Mike of Locksley. Hey, that's our offensive coordinator. Anyways, yeah, there are two major changes with this game that everyone's going to know. One, and I think it's the bigger of the two, is that seasons. So the big hook for this, obviously with 3, with Australia, right, you had different biomes that were pretty distinct. Like you had a desert, you had a beach part, and you had a jungle. And then when they did their expansion, they had Blizzard Mountain, so you had snow and all that kind of stuff. And it's cool, but it's obviously this very fictionalized map where everything's very condensed, right, so that you don't have to drive 6,000 miles across the continent to get to the other thing that you're looking for, right? Instead, here, what they've done is the map feels more organic, I would say, to all of England. Like, you're just driving around. This feels like you would be in England. And the change is that once a week, once you get through the initial part of the game, or no, it's not. Yeah, I think it's either once every 4 days or once every 7 days, they will change the season of the map. So you start in summer, and then you go on winter, spring, and then back to summer. And I think like today was the first time it was going to change. They were going to autumn today. And each season brings its own
So when it's cold, you better double up on your knickers.
Is this going to be the thing the whole episode? Because I feel like there's going to be hate mail. If the hate mail's coming this week, it's going to be.
I don't think it's going to be hate mail.
I think it's going to be
I think it's going to be
you have the
adorable
worst
mail.
accent in modern history.
I laughed my loins off.
My loins.
But
I laughed my Richard right out my what do you call them?
Yes.
Knickers.
it's just going to be. I feel like everyone from England would be like, "Oh God!" It'd be like if they were over there trying to do a Southern accent.
Well,
they do.
Both of them can write in.
They do. Hey,
we have 5,000 listeners.
Hey, put an audio file with it.
Put an audio file.
Yeah, make fun of us. Talk about us. I don't care, man.
Anyway, so yeah, like summer is kind of course, like the roads are the fastest, right? There's not really much weather. It's clear. You have long sight lines. As you go into autumn, the leaves are changing. The grounds can be a little bit more wet. You start to especially if you're going off road into like a muddy area, doing off road stuff like those, the mud there is a lot more
Moist.
Yeah, like much more moist than what you get in the summer where it's just like dirt, right?
Yeah.
And then to winter, of course, the big thing, and this is where it gets a little fictionalized, but like, of course, one, the roads are frozen, so you really feel it there. That's probably the most distinct one. But two, you'll get areas like lakes and stuff that freeze over completely. And now all of a sudden when you do off-road events, you can be driving across a lake just like sliding. And it's fun, and unique. And finally, spring is, again, probably more wet than what would be autumn. Probably the second slickest tracks and things like that, and definitely more muddier than autumn because it is usually consistently wet. So each one has like certain things you just kind of have to adjust to. But the cool thing that ties into is that the other big change to this year is that outside of the initial part of the game when you're kind of being introduced to these seasons and what you need to do, you are pretty much always online. Which means when you're driving around, you see someone that is a real person. You know, they're driving, doing their thing, you're doing your thing. You can choose to, whenever you start an event, to do it by yourself. You can do it in co-op. You could do it against each other. You could find, if you have compete online and you have rivals that you've kind of earned over time, you can make sure you're competing against rivals on there, right? Mm-hmm. So there's tons of options as far as how the game lets you play it. Whereas, you know, if you want, you can be completely by yourself and these people are just there. They're, you know, no need to do anything. Or if you want, it does give you a lot of options to go out there and just play how you want. So if you're like, I'm not that great racing, I don't really want to do competitive racing, there's a co-op, right? Where you and maybe one or two other people are competing against the computer, right? And it's fun. It's just like, it's so quick and fluid, because you're always online that it doesn't feel like previous years where it's like it takes a minute, you know? Like, instead, it's kind of like how an MMO is, right? Where I go and I say, okay, I want to do this race, and it's like, cool, you're queued, and like, while you're queued, you just drive around, do whatever the heck else you want to do while you wait for the queue to fill up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You know, on those kind of games that we're used to playing, everything is fluid, and then just listening to you talk about that, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't, you know, change the game all the way up, but they just added some nice things, some nice elements.
Yeah, so the other big thing here is, so they've had Forzathon in the previous games, but here it's changed up again, where because you're always online, Forzathon events now, instead of they just being these time things that you kind of opt into, kind of like weekly challenges or daily challenges, instead they've kind of become, the best thing to describe would be like something like Destiny or WoW as far as the world bosses or anything like that, like where they are world events, right? Like you'll be driving around, all of a sudden like you get this notification that says, hey, in 3 minutes a Forzathon event is starting, right? Get to this location, and as long as you do, you'll see a big blimp out in the middle of nowhere. It's saying Forzathon and all that, and everyone on the map pretty much takes off and starts driving as fast as hell. I was like completely on the other side of the map one time when it popped up. I drove through so many freaking trees trying to get to this stupid Forzathon, and it's because you get exclusive currency that is only earned during these events. And there's some pretty nice gets if you were to save up over time. It's definitely the thing that is designed to keep a person to consistently come back and keep playing the game.
I want to play this game so bad, man.
And the fun thing is, the Forza, as far as Forzathon stuff, it's all co-op. It's non-competitive as far as what I've seen so far. So like, you'll get there and it will kind of give you like 3 challenges. Say, all right, everyone in drive here, and like in total as a team, you have 12 minutes to get whatever through all 3 tasks that they're giving you. So like the first one will be like, drive here. All right. Your goal is to get like this level of drifting points, on your car. So like everyone's got different types of cars. Some cars obviously are more designed to drift better. Like, I drive rally cars, so my car is like made for drifting. You know, I can slide in a way that no one else can.
See, John, a rally car is
versus like, you know, a guy who is like, there was one guy who was in a Lamborghini, and you know, he can go really fast, but he's going to more so spin out if he starts to try and drift, or a guy in a truck who obviously, you know, is going to be, again, limited because of his weight, right? But then the next challenge may be, okay, you're going here and there's a speed barrier course that you have to drive through and not go off and get as much top speed as you can. And you have to accumulate enough speed to get to the next one. And the final one might be, okay, there's a jump at the top of this mountain. You guys need to launch yourselves to where your combined in-air distance over as many times as you can do this is like this many yards or whatever. So you just consistently watch these cars drive at max speed up a hill and jump off, and it's the coolest thing to watch. And the best part is, because of the way the online open world is set up, right, you don't really collide with people. You don't need to worry about running into someone just because they're driving in your general direction. Like, no one can grief you or do anything unless you choose to engage them. So there's no threat of that. And for something like this, it's completely beneficial for everyone to do the best that they can, right? Mm-hmm. So it keeps you wanting to come back to have those experiences. And the other thing they've done, kind of with every season, they have challenges for that week that are only available for that season. So like, you know, there might be a certain kind of competitive one. There might be ones where it's like, hey, do these things co-op to beat, whatever it is they're putting in front of you to race. There might be certain races that are literally only available in that season because they're only possible, such as like, for instance, in winter going across a lake or whatever. There are playground games that you can go in there and just do crazy tricks or whatever. And more importantly is, as you get out of that and go back to the base game, you quickly are reminded that there's no right or wrong way to play this game, right? So
wrong.
If you're someone who likes street racing, you can just consistently get more and more street races and redo them with different types of cars and different series. You can, if you like rally racing, there will consistently be new rally races. And I think my personal favorite, if you like the off-road, which is like basically driving through the country, plowing, trying not to hit houses on these custom courses that are just unique and crazy every time, you can do that, right?
Is this game structured at all around any type of single player experience?
Yeah, I mean, as
whole
far
game
as
can be played.
Yeah, single. I mean,
does it have an ending?
I mean, there is the stuntman storyline, which is like 10 chapters, but not really.
I quickly realized hopping into Forza Horizon 3, that this game is made and they want you to be like, this is the game you play. From the skins you can purchase for the cars to all that kind of stuff. It's a thing you're going to put time into and play.
And skins are free.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all built by the community.
That's so cool.
That's the crazy thing here. It's like, it's such a cool shared environment. If you love cars,
it really
and
is.
Music too, especially, like, they do a great job of consistently giving you a reason to come back. And especially this year now with these seasons, they're building it in a way that I think more than ever before, it's designing it to a person that likes this to say, okay, even if I'm not playing every waking minute of my life in this, I know that once a week there are going to be a couple of challenges I need to do. If I have some spare time, I should go and drive around because I might get a Forzathon event and I can get points because I really, really want to earn this car that's up there right now.
You never played a Forza, right? And you've got it now.
Question.
Yeah.
What is a Forza?
It's a car word.
It's a what word?
It's a car
word. It's a game made by.
Let's find out.
The people who make the game.
Okay.
It's a game that made
Xbox, not on PlayStation. It's good. It's this game. So in Google, Chris has typed Forza meaning.
Forza
mean many things.
It generally means strength, force, but the imperative force.
Quickly!
Means quickly!
Come on!
Come on! It's Italian, apparently.
Oh,
It's
Duolingo is Forza Italian.
It's a dirty.
Quickly, Horizon 4. See what I did there?
Yeah,
I do. You did good. You did good.
No.
No, man, that was good. Let's go ahead and, call it good.
It's fine. It could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game looks hot.
Yeah,
Hang on, dude. I want to play it so bad, but I've just not been an Xbox guy lately.
and it still feels like you do have, even though it's not as like extreme of biomes as
Second time you dropped that word. It's a good
as
word.
Australia,
Synergy,
right? Because
bro.
England isn't that big of a country.
It's like rain and cold, right?
It's like it's like going to Jersey or something. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's like going to Jersey. Plus,
It's a little bit bigger.
Jersey's got better food, I think. Ooh.
That's probably true. They're close to New York.
You don't like shepherd's pie?
What is shepherd's pie, John?
Shepherd's pie.
The
This is good
pudding,
stuff.
Father. Oh, the pudding.
Shepherd's pie, huh?
Has anyone ever actually had shepherd's pie?
Not here.
I have.
Do you have?
Yeah, it's good
Why'd you
stuff.
ask that question then?
I
if
was
you
just
knew the
wondering
answer?
because people say.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't realize, Chris is one of the 3 countries Chris is from is Great Britain.
I do got
It's not a
one.
country technically, John.
Okay, Great Britain is what? The empire?
United Kingdom.
Is the empire, and England is the country.
England is a country in the United Kingdom.
Yeah. Of Great Britain.
Yeah.
But no, regardless of the fact there's not these extreme biomes, there are different areas.
3 times.
Like you do have the coastline, and
Synergy.
you still have that cool coastline thing going on. It's
Cool.
on the edge of the map, and it feels very different than, say, the coastlines of Australia. You have probably what's the most famous thing for England, like the
White
the
Cliffs?
rolling, no, but the rolling hills of farmlands. Like that's where you see the most, I think, like, or what I equate to, because that's like southern England. That's all they do. But then on the other hand, you have kind of the more foresty, I guess, Sherwood Forest type, Black Forest or anything like that. More trees and more winding roads and all that. And finally you get to the high mountains, and even like the highlands, and they have Edinburgh in the game. So each area still feels distinct. It's not nearly as distinct as 3, but of course the big difference here is that 3 never changed seasons or did anything different. What you got was what you got here. Here it's currently, like I said, as far as the first couple of hours, you'll see it change a lot, but then afterwards, after you get online, you're going to still see it about once a week or whatever. It's changing, it's updating, it's feeling a little bit fresh and different. I also like just that the time of day and the beauty in this game. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like when you're driving and the transition from night to morning is just beautiful and breathtaking, and especially if like you're listening to the right track at the right time.
Some yacht rock, man.
No, not that. They have for the old Jeff, they got some MGMTs.
Oh yeah, MGMT.
MGMTs
Yes.
management.
I like MGMT. They're good.
They're good.
Yeah.
They have some good remixes of other popular songs. They have good hip hop on there.
Hip hop?
It's nice to take off in a rally race and freaking Tribe Called.
They got
Called
in
Quest.
sync.
They don't have your NSYNC. Sorry.
Boo.
They got
They got the drum and bass. I know you're a huge drum and bass guy, John.
they got Creed.
D&B, John.
They got Creed.
No.
They got Nickelback.
No. That's Spider-Man.
Uba Stank.
Uba. And the good thing is, for those who enjoyed them, the last 2 games, the showcases are back, and they are some of the best in the series, I would say.
Oh.
There's even one that is very much Halo. It's a Halo one. They said it, so I don't feel like bad spoiling. There's nothing like racing on. You're peeking. Sorry. Trying to get you off the mic.
I'm intending to peek. Just let me peek. Let me have my peek moment.
But don't.
Let it be. Let it be, guys.
Just don't.
You shouldn't have punched him in the face.
Beatles.
Yes.
Let it be.
Also from England.
Abbey Road.
Liverpool. But anyways,
that name dropping.
Yeah,
because up north is the Rolly Hills.
Edinburgh.
Yeah, there's nothing like doing a side drift on a beach.
You're right.
While
Side drifting.
on a freaking on the what's it called, the Warthog, as freaking Master Chief music is playing, and you're
Wait, there's a warthog in the game?
yeah, there was a Warthog in the last
Why
one.
is your voice getting high?
Because I thought you remember.
I remember. Chris.
Yeah, like we did races, and Sean was like, "Where'd you get a Warthog?" I was like, "That doesn't matter."
So for you, Chris, this game is like coming home.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise, and I'll say this: like, if they didn't release another one for a couple of years, because the big rumor right now, of course, is that Playground has been greatly expanded upon, and that at least half the studio is going off to work on a new open world game that most think is a return to Fable for Microsoft. But if they themselves took a break, and I don't think that will happen, part of me would be sad, but another part of me would be fine. But I hope they don't leave this franchise for good, because I think
they can't now.
Yeah, they have
Jeez.
such a good finger on the pulse, as they say,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
Turn 10, they're the ones who, of course, make the tech and make it work. But I think it's like they're the ones who say, okay, you did these cool things with physics and cars and all that. We can take this and build something that is way more appealing to a vastly larger audience than you will ever create.
So Forza Horizon 3 came out 2 years ago, didn't it?
Correct. Pretty much.
And then it's Forza Horizon, and then Forza Horizon.
We'll probably get Forza 8
That's
next
crazy.
fall.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And the only thing that makes me think they will for sure come back in 2 years is, I mean, right now, as far as we can tell, it looks like 2020 is the most likely launch point for next gen systems.
Yeah.
I believe Forza 2 launched on Xbox One the year it came out. So if I'm them, that's a great way to introduce to the next gen one.
So do you play the regular series, Forza?
I do, but not nearly as dedicated.
Is it too hard? They don't have an easy mode?
I don't mind it. And the good thing about this one, another thing I like about this one is that it defaults you out to medium, which isn't too hard, right? It's like compared to Forza, right?
Sure.
But the thing is that as you start driving it, and winning, and you're beating people by 4 seconds, it goes, hey, we noticed you're destroying people. Do you want us to raise the difficulty of your drivatars? And then you were like, yeah, and it'll tell you.
Drivatars.
Yeah.
Biomes.
Synergy.
They'll be like, we'll give you you'll get a 25% increase of, XP that you get per race for doing this. So it's like they consistently dangle the carrot, so to speak.
It's just like in the new, like in these kind of games, in the new WoW, they're like, hey, turn on PvP mode and you'll get more XP.
Yeah.
You'll also die.
But,
but hey, at least you're leveling.
But I started out, I guess, on whatever the regular it is, and now I'm up to expert level of
so proud of
Drivatar. So even though I'm not having that sense of driving that is so ultra realistic that I'm screaming at the TV,
John.
it's like when I do it right, the drive, the AI is smart enough, where if I screw up and I'm not doing things correctly, it's going to make me pay, and I'll finish probably third or fourth on the race.
I thought you were going to say in 2 minutes.
Versus if I do race correctly, when you finally do pull ahead, you feel like you've earned it, right?
Yeah,
and you're not uber frustrated when you screw up that one time and you can't rewind or anything because you're playing on the highest difficulties or whatever.
This is no DJ Hero. Yeah. There's no rewinding.
There's tons of rewinding.
I'm kidding. You should calm down.
That's for you, John. You can rewind if you screw up.
Hey, Edinburgh, will you just calm down?
I think the next thing I'm going to turn off is I still have the drive line completely on. I think I'm just going to make it for braking, which that will be fun. Be like, oh, wait, there's red right there. Oh, wait, there's red right there. Rewind.
Nice.
But yeah, for me, this game is definitely right up.
Whoa, what's happening? Are we going right into it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
For me.
You going to give us your Richard?
In England, it's called a dick. A royal dick.
I don't know the rules. I have no idea what the rules are.
England has different rules.
Okay.
He was quite. He is quite a royal dick.
Let's just. I gotta say, dick, John. I gotta just.
If I say it, I'll get yelled at.
John, just say it. John, just say it, John. John, ready? Floor is yours. I said it. 2 out of 3 of us have done it. Now you got to do it.
How many dicks are you gonna give this?
John, now we gotta stop and.
That's totally the wrong context, John. Why'd you say it like that?
We had a 3 dick limit, and now I gotta go back and I gotta edit all these out.
Jiminy Christmas.
Jiminy Christmas.
So how many Richards?
I would say right now, I've gone back and forth.
I go back and forth. I can't decide how many Richards.
Yeah.
I gave 3 a 9, I believe.
All at once?
Yes. In loads.
9!
Ooh, you peeked.
Yeah.
I saw it.
You can shut your face and just keep talking.
Y'all could just not peek.
You could just calm down about the peekage.
The listeners would love it.
Dude, it's barely up there, and you're going to compress the sound in post-production and all that stuff. It's going to be fine.
Right there.
Where?
All right there.
Right in there? Yeah.
Just put it in the biome and compress the sound.
Bruh.
I have to say this game's better than 3.
Yeah.
3 was much more alluring in terms of its set, right? But it's taken all those things from 3 and said, okay, you don't think we can make this even more appealing to people? And I think they've done it.
I think we can do it.
Anything 3 could do, we could do better.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like that.
Plus they have you guys used to watch Family Matters, right? Yeah. Remember that terrible car that Steve Urkel drove?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
not in the game.
That's not in the game.
It's not in the game. Don't tell me that.
I think I actually saw a screenshot of it.
I'm going to buy it. I'm going to soup it up to it. I'm going to buy that car. I'm going to soup it up to whatever ridiculous level it'll let me go to, probably like a C class. And then I'm going to go take it off-roading and see what happens. But yeah, with that in mind, I would give this game 9.5. I feel confident in saying 9.5. I think they've earned it.
God, that's so dope.
I mean, is it the most transcendent game ever? No, but it's just really, really freaking well done.
And that should matter. If it's well done and fun and you're just having a blast playing it, that's why Spider-Man's better than God of War.
90.
But you haven't beat Spider-Man yet.
I know.
92.
So we can do a spoiler cast.
Okay.
92 on Metacritic.
Couple of weeks.
Okay. We got a couple of weeks, guys. Got to beat the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Old Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, great job, Chris, man. You really sold me on it.
Yeah.
Like legit. I know that sounded kind of fake and hollow.
Free to play on Xbox Games Pass.
Boo!
You could get on there. I think old Ryan Leaf's getting it.
He's got an Xbox still?
No, but you can remember PC.
Ooh.
Anything put out by Microsoft is play anywhere, Sean. Did I just blow your mind?
Xbox One exclusive.
Worldwide, baby.
What's that? Feels like no, God. Are you guys ready to read some news?
Yes.
Sure.
Yay.
News!
Hot off the press and straight to your ears. Weekly Games Chat presents the news.
News, I say.
Look how good that looks when we say news together, except for John.
I said it.
Who's going first this week, guys?
I don't know, but that looked good a minute ago. Just saying. There we go. Well, what are you doing? John, you want me to go first or you going first?
You can go first if you want.
You want me to do the Xbox stuff, huh? All right.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll do the Xbox stuff.
Okay, because you know.
Look, man, they got a game for you.
They do?
First one.
Hitman.
And the second one.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
October Games with Gold.
Oh, you sound delicious.
Sorry, let's get this party started. October Games with Gold. Hitman Blood Money is October 16th for Xbox 360. Overcooked.
Oh my God.
Is October 1st, which is yesterday. or 2 days ago, depending on how you look at it. Xbox One. Victor Vran, October 16th for Xbox One, and Stuntman Ignition. That's if Chris would read it. October 1st for 360.
I would have said this is the Stuntman Ignition in the remix to Ignition.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
Yeah.
God.
Stuntman's doing the stunts.
Yeah.
And he's got everybody here wishing that they were sipping on Coke and Ron.
You guys like pedophile music?
Here we go.
Oh. I watched that man release Doves, and I knew he couldn't have done it.
I kind of want to get the
singing "Believe I Could Fly."
I want to get the Hitman Blood Money.
That's a good one.
Is that the episodic one?
No,
sorry.
No, that's an Xbox 360 one. I believe.
Exclusive.
Is that the one a pop culture critic once criticized?
I don't know.
Possibly, John. You throw out things we don't know.
I know it's the one as far as Rebel FM's
Schmardita Schmuckeesian.
Arthur Geese is a huge fan of that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I won't play it.
Oh. It's too hard of a stealth game for you. You like the easy ones.
You ever seen Arthur Geese play Doom? Yeah, it sucked.
That's not a stealth game.
Yeah. Well, now that John and Chris have gotten done talking about Xbox stuff, it's time to move to the better system. PlayStation.
Don't you play PC games?
PlayStation Plus free games, guys. Friday the 13th, the game.
So it's a game?
Boo.
Yeah, that's a boo. Laser League.
I've actually played that. It's all right.
Is it?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. It's all right. It's fun.
Okay, cool. The Bridge.
That's a Dave Matthews thing.
Rocket Birds 2 Evolution.
Everyone remembers the classic Rocket Birds.
Oh, and of course the rock solid 2064 read-only memories.
And evidence that the generation is winding down.
You know, back when we were changing the name for the show, they were pitching things like this, like 2064. I was like, that will go over real well.
We didn't do that, did we?
You did. You were like, we should call our podcast 2064, Read the Only Memories. And I was like, okay, guys, okay.
No, just saying.
Anyways.
Yeah.
What's next, John?
Xbox mouse and keyboard support is next, Chris. Phil Spencer has announced that mouse and keyboard support is coming to the Xbox One. It will be included on Xbox Preview this month and will be tested through the game Warframe. The idea will serve as a tool for developers that they will choose how they want the control style included, if at all. Quote, if you're a dominant FPS player right now on controller and you're worried that all of a sudden you're going to get swamped because a bunch of mouse and keyboard players are going to get flooded into your game, that's not what we're doing.
That's exactly what I was thinking, John.
We're putting choice into the hands of the developers about the games that they want to bring, end quote. Which means, to me, if they want to bring mouse players to come wreck shop on you, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand why Phil would say that.
I don't know.
There was one game, though, that had... Is it Fortnite that was starting to filter out who's playing on PC and who's playing on...
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
put you on dedicated servers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That is nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
I always thought, what about the subs? They were...
Jimmy John's or...
No. They got dominance out there. So.
Yeah.
Wait.
Jimmy John's.
We're not supposed to talk about that on podcast.
You're there. I can't say that either. Okay. And on with more Xbox news. There's going to be
favorite console.
There's going to be new Xbox avatars. That's right. Xbox has announced deeper customizations with avatars.
Avatars.
They will allow players to use more inclusive, expressive, and creative customizations. It will be known as the Xbox Avatar Editor. According to Senior Program Manager Randy Santosasio, quote, we agreed very early that we wanted to bring the best parts of the Xbox original avatar, add that to expressive goodness, and make it better, end quote.
So how customized is your avatar on Xbox?
Well, I mean, out of the two consoles... You can definitely, it's really cool when you customize your avatar on Xbox. Obviously, everybody who has one knows that you can put your favorite.
But you don't have one.
I do, because I got an Alabama Roll Tide shirt on.
Roll Tide! I was always here.
On my guy, and I got a Halo helmet, because I got that for free for, I believe, Halo Reach. back in the day.
Question.
And I got some Air Jordans on and some faded blue jeans.
See, that leads up to my question.
Yeah.
I don't know if our audience picks up on this, but you often on certain words
do it on purpose.
You know how the last syllable of a word sometimes you shorten the last syllable instead of lengthen the last syllable, like hitman instead of hitman.
Yes.
Where did that come from? What is the origin of that?
I don't know. It's just a thing.
It makes me happy.
I know it does, and that's why I continue to do it on a regular basis.
Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar. Hitman.
Boom.
Hold on.
And more Xbox news.
I gotta unlock my phone to
Bring
get back
it, John.
to there.
It's right there, John.
No, that's
John,
your TV.
That's our TV. Don't you believe that, Chris?
I can just change it over and keep playing my game? All right.
He's in.
I don't really know how you say this, so if anybody wants to lend a hand, I'm just calling it X18. But
that sounds right. XO18.
XO18. XO18 fan
XO,
event.
XO.
Yeah.
John Mayer. Great song.
XO18 fan event announced. Phil Spencer announced that XO18, an Xbox event aimed at fans, will be hosted on Saturday, November 10th during the 4th annual Xbox Fan Fest in Mexico City.
Smart.
This will be the longest Inside Xbox episode so far, clocking in at 2 hours. There will be first and third party announcements.
That's big news.
Yeah.
This is like a...
So the Inside Xbox episodes they're a lot longer than 2 hours?
I don't think they are.
So we're better than them.
Who's we?
Because us. You, me, John. Yeah, us.
Yeah, but they announce things.
We do too. Like how awesome Forza is the day after it comes out, dude.
And then now
they announced that like when they
Shut
said this
your
game
face.
is
Me?
No. Okay. I'm just looking at you when I said that. Yeah. Are you going? We're taking the show down to Mexico City?
You can go to Mexico City if you want.
Huh?
Mexico City's fine, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the worst air in the world, isn't it? Right?
No.
Air
No, that would be
pollution-wise.
Beijing.
That's up there too, yeah. They're both up there.
Beijing's got bad air,
and
John.
the water too. Hey, so that's a cool thing. Sean, do you know what's not a thing?
Yeah, that's a great pivot. I love it because PSX 2018.
That's your console.
It's not a thing. Sean Layden has confirmed that Sony will not be hosting the PlayStation Experience event in 2018. It's cool, John. Don't worry about it. Just play your music.
What do you know in Clearview?
I'm an important businessman.
According to Layden, that's Sean Layden, quote, for 2018, I know this is going to be a disappointment to some people, but we have decided to not hold PlayStation Experience this year.
Boo!
We won't have it in the States this year. The reasons behind that really are we don't have,
It's a direct quote.
No,
I know. I'm doing a thing. Guys, calm. Jiminy. We have we have a lot of progress that we're making on our games. Now that we have Spider-Man out the door, we have nothing. That's not what he said. He says we're looking down into 2019 games like Dreams and Days Gone.
So Dreams have confirmed 2019.
Yeah.
Well, here's what they did at the E3 show.
Yeah.
They blew their entire wad.
Yeah, they did.
And they got nothing left.
They're like, this is it.
They are drained.
This is the whole thing.
Yeah, makes more sense.
But it scares me that they...
Last of Us 2, bro.
Well, sure. But it scares me that for no... I'll wait.
One more time. Thank you.
It baffles me that they didn't get any love at E3 last year for Days Gone and Dreams.
Right, but now that's their games.
And now they're not showing them at any sort of PSX.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll probably show Days Gone at the VG Awards.
Can you smell delay?
No.
I don't think that
I smell what the Rock is cooking, and that's it.
I don't think that game's getting delayed. I don't think they can afford that game to get delayed because that game's been in development forever.
Your hair looks amazing.
Plus, I'm hearing that Dreams,
I don't know what it looks like.
Dreams is an amazing game that nobody's going to play.
That's also not true.
I'm hoping it's not
that
true.
That could be true.
But it looks cool.
When can I play Beat Saber on PSVR?
It's out now.
Shut your face. Forever. I can play lightsabers and Beats?
Yeah.
On PSVR?
Yes. I have it on my old.
You got to go, don't you?
I got so many games I got to play.
I think
system you don't like.
Yeah, I understand why. If I was going to take a guess why they're not doing this, it's just that obviously, we're at the end of the generation, and whatever they announce now, right, like for the first time, is likely next gen, and I'm sure they're not ready to start putting those cards on the table. So it's kind of like, what more can you show of Last of Us that you haven't already shown?
Right. You got to know when to hold them, Chris, and when to fold them.
And I don't think you do this thing for just Days Gone. I don't think that's the kind of game that alone could carry something like PlayStation Experience. And so
you don't know.
I'll say this.
You don't know that.
I respect Sean Layden to say, like, hey, we understand if we put this out there, there'll be a hardcore contingency that basically they will just blindly buy in because it's PlayStation, right? And that's a lot of money for people, right? You know, to go to a hotel, book it for a weekend, and go to this convention on top of that. You know, if you don't feel like you can put out that kind of quality thing where you think like, hey, this is going to be worth it, then yeah, don't do it. I'd much rather they just put out video instead and that be what it is for this year if that's what they want to do.
I'm sure you said this somewhere in there, but it just demonstrates a lack of confidence in those two upcoming titles to me.
To be the biggest thing for them, sure.
No, not the biggest thing. Just something of quality.
I guess it's like,
all.
To me, Days Gone would be like if they were doing this Xbox 018 event in America, right? And they were like, by the way, we're making a conference and the highlighting game is Crackdown 3.
We got Resident Evil 2 coming out as well. I mean, there are things, there's boutique items coming out. See, Sean, boutique.
Yeah, I like it.
But
I love smacking that boutique.
But plus you're telling me that there's not one game that was featured at E3 that you can't talk anything about.
Well, they just did the Death Stranding thing, right, at TGS.
Have they already have they tapped you out on Death Stranding?
No, I'm just saying it's pretty hard to come up with something new. I guess they could maybe do that, but
what's it
I don't know. Maybe they're saving that for E3.
Ghost of something?
Yeah,
Ghost of Sushi.
Yeah, Ghost of Sparta. Wait, no.
Wait for that.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Call of Duty Ghost.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
I mean,
Ghost of
who
something.
knows? I'm sure they'll have something, if not next year, the year after.
I don't care anyway. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Castlevania Requiem announced. Well, I should have re-specified this headline. More specifically, it was mentioned last week in the show notes, but this one is a release date. But anyway, Konami has made it official and announced that Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood will release exclusively for PlayStation 4 this October 26th.
Yeah,
this title,
one's buying this.
What?
So no one's buying this on the day of release.
This title is download only and will include Rondo of Blood from 93 and Symphony of the Night from 97. The original games have been emulated with 4K 1080p upscaling, a number of rendering options, and high-resolution backgrounds. Plus, there will be a trophy support for the title. The original price will be $19.99, but PS Plus members can pre-order it now for $15.99.
I will wait, and it will eventually come to PlayStation Plus. One of those games will, if not both.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
I will say this is baffling to me. I mean, obviously, I will get this.
Sure.
No questions asked. Symphony of the Night is one of the best games ever made. But
agreed.
When you are trying to, there's just a lot of things that don't make sense here. When you are trying to get your pre-orders up for a PlayStation 1 Classic, I just don't know why you would do this.
Yeah. Oh.
This is like, does this mean the game's going to be on the Classic?
Very possible. It would make sense for it to be on the Classic.
But this seems like, I don't know. It's like this is...
No, I doubt it will be the 4K version or anything like that.
Well, I've looked at screenshots of the game in the store. It's not what people say 4K like that's going to change the way it looks fundamentally. It's not.
No,
it's not going to change it.
It's just going to be better designed to be on a big TV that has a lot of pixels.
Yeah.
Versus if you right now tried to emulate on there, it wouldn't necessarily look as good.
True. Good points, guys. Dying Light. Bad Blood gets bad news. Yeah.
Now they got bad. Oh.
Yeah. Cue in the Taylor Swift. It looks like John's favorite game, Dying Light. The Battle Royale mode is failing to gain traction during its debut on Steam.
Debut. It
has been reported that the game has reached less than 500 concurrent players during its first week of Steam.
500?
The figure has continued to fall to a level of 100 concurrent players.
Oh, how many people are in one match of that?
500. I don't know. I have no idea.
Like 100. Well,
everybody's playing everybody. All of you. The game launched as a $20 standalone on September 13 and has mixed reviews on Steam. That's not good. Due to this lack of interest, the future of the game is in doubt.
That last sentence is speculation, but I don't look. Shocker. I will put Dying Light up against any open world game this generation.
If people will just play it, right?
I fundamentally believe. I think they missed the timing on this a great deal. There's no denying, and you can read it everywhere. There's a loyal fan base for Dying Light.
Sure.
And they kept putting out content. They did this huge expansion. There was a loyal fan base for this game. But you've got Dying Light 2 coming out in 2019.
Yeah, and it doesn't make a lot of sense.
This would have been better suited holding it for that game.
I agree.
It's just,
I don't know what they were doing because Dying Light, people have moved on because once fans heard the announcement for Dying Light 2, they were pumped for that. They're not interested in this Battle Royale game. You should have tacked it onto that, made it free or whatever.
I'm sure this was, we can get money.
Yeah, they were simply trying to cash in on the Battle Royale craze.
I hope it doesn't, I hope this doesn't hurt Dying Light 2.
They probably won't.
doubt. I mean,
I know it's got the backing of Warner Brothers.
Here's the thing.
At the same time,
the majority of people out there at this point have moved on from Dying Light.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That's what,
and so it's like, you hear this. One, I'm not shocked at this, right? Especially if you get mixed reception on Steam and you go like, well, there's this many other Battle Royale games out there I could play instead. Yeah, guess what? If you don't deliver on day one, it's pretty hard to recover. So I don't expect it to.
Plus, it's not traditional Battle Royale. I think it's got zombies and fellow players, and you're all trying to get to a chopper. I think it's the last.
That's so weird then, yeah.
It's the last 3 or 4 people to get to the chopper and get out of the zone. So it's a different approach to Battle Royale. I mean, hats off to them for trying something different. But I just, like you said, Chris, people have just moved on.
Yeah, no one's going to remember
Maybe they'll take this back. Maybe they'll pull this from Steam and then do a soft launch back when the sequel comes out.
I'm guessing with this, it's probably for them. It's more about testing. And it's like, well,
they charge money for it.
Well, yeah, because, make money when you can, right? And I'm sure for them, it's like, look, if this helps with our development costs, even if like in this case, like 500 people buy it, 500 times 20, how much did it cost you to put it out there? Right?
Yeah.
So
Sony caves on Fortnite after months.
This broke right after we recorded.
Yeah, it did. The next day. Actually the day the show dropped. After months of rubber bullets bouncing off an iron fortress, Sony seemingly feels the pressure to cave on Fortnite crossplay. John Cadera, the president and global CEO of Sony, said that following a comprehensive evaluation process, Sony Interactive Entertainment has identified a path forward, supporting cross-platform features for select third-party content. The open beta launched last week that will allow for cross-platform gameplay, progression, and commerce across PlayStation 4, Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Mac OS. No other details, timelines, or titles were announced for this seemingly new position on crossplay going forward.
When they say the words beta and that only pronounce Fortnite, I go, this sounds like we're caving on this because we need to. And we'll see if it's still going to be a big issue people make a lot of headway on if we don't put it on other things. But regardless, it's cool that they are caving. I think most people are moving in that direction where they're like, I just want to play games and I don't want my population base to be limited basically by what console I play on. I just want to play the games online. And for something like this, the most popular game in the world, it's like, why not? You know, and the fact that, you know, I know the next target there, or news blurb will kind of highlight this, but the fact that now, yes, finally, people who have an Epic account and have had Sony and also say own a Switch or own an Xbox or have the game on their phone or whatever, the fact that those things can eventually,
your stuff is your stuff on whatever you pick up.
know, and you don't have to worry about that. That's awesome, because the worst thing in the world is to have something like this, an online service game that's free to play, and know that basically I have to rebuy things on different consoles if I want to play.
Just funny that Sony's doing a beta for a game that's in beta. So
That is funny.
It's really not, but thank you.
You bet.
I'm surprised they didn't announce Rocket League, though.
I was just going to say that. You
Yeah.
stole my thunder.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Thunder.
Da da da. Are we going AC/DC or are we going?
I was going
Imagine.
AC/DC.
Okay, I like that one better. Thunderstruck. Yeah, let's do it. That's what the that one comes out to.
Yep.
Can you scroll up?
Thunder.
Can you make that better for me? Epic working on account merging. Speaking of all that good stuff we just were, Epic has announced that it is working on an account merging solution for those who have created multiple accounts, one for PS4 and one for everything else, including your microwave. The announcement comes by way of Twitter, stating that they are working on, quote, an account merging feature to combine battle royale purchases, enabling unlinking a console from one Fortnite account and relinking to another Fortnite account, end quote. Account merging is set to arrive in November, so fans will keep their fingers crossed.
Is there another game you can think of that has come up with technology to allow you to combine accounts like this? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Or is Epic having to invent this?
I mean, for instance, it's not necessarily, it's been there forever. I mean, Blizzard has done it before, especially with Diablo.
I was going to say
and all
Blizzard.
that.
Yeah.
But it's not coming. I mean, like, think of
I
it
have
this
two
way.
Well, I have two accounts and I can just merge them.
Think of it this way, like your Ubisoft account, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing. You know, like think about it, you're pulling data from both PlayStation games and Xbox games, and you're getting currency that you can then spend on rewards.
Yeah, but I
in
don't
those games.
have Ezio on one system and Ezio on another system. I've got a game. I've got a Ubisoft game on one system and another Ubisoft. This seems to talk about you've created a character on PS4 and one on Xbox. Is that a thing?
Not to this level, I don't think. Chris may say it, but I think this is a whole thing.
The biggest would be Diablo.
Yeah.
Like where you could have your character on PC and you could transfer it over. Or no.
But
you could be on Xbox and you can transfer over.
It seems like they're trying to combine it.
To make you have one.
You take the highest level fighter you got, but then bring all their skins over to you.
Put it this way, they do it in the way of mobile does it all the time. Right, they're the big ones because, of course, you know, iOS and Android; those are two separate platforms.
Yeah, they are. One's Apple, one's not. You know,
there you go. So, with all those kinds of things, it's there. It's not the most complex technology. It's just making, to use an analyst type, it's like taking data and you have to scrub it to make it make sense. Because it's like one of those things.
Pivot table, boo.
It's like basically one set of data might speak for one thing in a certain format, whereas the other one's speaking another, and you just have to have someone go through and look at those and say, okay, how do I convert this to make this understand what
makes
that
sense,
is?
Chris. Crystal clear. Being for real.
Analysis. Can I say this title?
I think you should be able to.
Red Dead is huge.
All right, Red Dead is huge.
Huge.
I hope you cleared enough space on your hard drive.
Why, John?
Because Red Dead Redemption 2 will require a massive 105 gigs of hard drive space to install on PS4.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 4 with all oh crap. 123.54. Got it.
Yep.
But with all the stuff I have on there, it's like 114 gigs. Yeah.
While file sizes can vary, Xbox One owners should expect a similar requirement for install. That's 105 gigs of space, not units sold, as we know that Red Dead will reach nowhere near that number.
But
that's a shot and a fire starter of a statement.
They released another trailer this week.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It didn't look good.
Oh.
I've seen better.
Okay.
You remember what was that? That Uncharted like little game with Chloe and all them in it, and they were on a train. And they stopped the bomb. It looked just like
I liked
looked better.
the gang stuff as far as the robberies looked really
Yeah, that
good.
did look cool. I'm just joshing you.
And then more horse stuff. You know,
Yeah,
that's the highlight of that.
horse
game.
dingoes.
You know, the game I'm playing right now has got a horse, and I'm going to tell you, not uber impressed with the horse stuff in this game. So.
Horse stuff or the horse riding?
Yeah, everything.
All about the horse.
You know, I've seen the future of horses in video games. I don't think I can go back.
But the water.
Horse. Let's look square at horse testicles in Red Dead.
No. We're talking about horses in general, John.
I'm talking about something else.
Yeah.
It just looks terrible compared to the horses in this game.
Because
those horses
you like
are
looking
majestic.
at horse balls.
There's no Appaloosa in this one. There's no chestnut horses. But yeah, I can't wait. And apparently there are murmurs that people have the game. So
murmurs like murmur.
So is out there in the wild. I know IGN today even had like a video saying they played the first 4 hours now, and it sounds good.
This is looking pretty good.
Yeah. So we'll see.
78 on Metacritic.
That would
Dream.
be so funny. That would be their greatest.
Isn't that what Jim Sterling gave Breath of the Wild?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, old
No,
Jim.
he wasn't too high on that game.
He's like that.
I gotta report on something else again this week, guys.
What?
The
Still haven't beat Breath of the Wild?
No, The Walking Dead is pulled.
Boo.
Never.
Oh.
Never.
Only 2 of the 4 episodes of the final season of The Walking Dead have been released so far. However, it appears, following the recent layoffs and imminent shutdown, Telltale Games has requested that episodes 1 and 2 be pulled from various online storefronts. That's the internet. According to The Verge, quote, Telltale has requested a temporary pause of sales of The Walking Dead final season. For all up-to-date Telltale news, please refer to their official Twitter page, end quote. There have been rumors that Telltale has been actively searching for ways to finish out the final season for release.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk that they're very much trying to find a buyer who can fund the final 2 episodes. So my guess is the reason you would pull this is because then whoever the buyer is, right, probably is going to want publishing rights on it. So therefore they're going to want it all put out in one package.
Yeah, you always want to put out one package.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot over the past week.
Have you?
Yeah, it's been on my mind. Like,
Has it?
Like, what happened, you guys? You know what I mean?
Bad economics?
You covered it quite extensively last week.
Did I?
They didn't adapt. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
In a nutshell.
But I think about other story games like aside from my problems with Firewatch, I thought it was an okay game. I enjoyed my experience. It was just the ending that I thought
it was the best ending ever. It was great.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
10 out of 10.
But those guys left the primary guys that did that, or people, I don't know,
We got you, John.
I think it's like 10 people.
They came from Telltale.
Did they? No, I thought they were the folks that had worked on Gone Home. And they had split off from that because they were all part
John
of
did his
Nervous
research
Den.
this week.
I am wrong.
Anyway, I mean, you think of these guys. I mean, they're doing these story-focused games, but they're dumping it out all at once.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I talked like
to me that
disadvantage.
style of development sort of was novelty back in 2012, and it got a lot of attention for the first season of Walking Dead, maybe onto Borderlands, but. I had to look up the fact when they said Guardians of the Galaxy, did that game even come out?
It did.
And it did. I never knew.
Yeah.
They never seemed to really push their content out there.
Well, to be fair, you hate Telltale, so you would like burn what I would like hand you and I'd say,
Sean, did you know that Guardians of the Galaxy came out?
Yes. On a Telltale, it was a Telltale game release.
Did you know it finished?
No.
Do you know if it finished?
No.
I believe it did.
I think I've proved my point.
First season.
But, this is just a completely, just seems like such hubris on the company's part, not the employees. I hope they land on their feet, but these guys were just buying property, leasing property that they didn't own. What was it? I think Colin Moriarty was saying last week that this company is worthless. They don't own anything. What are you buying?
Yeah.
You're buying licenses that are already owned by other people. There's no value in this company.
Sure. Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's just sad.
It is sad. I feel bad for them. I'm sure someone will step up and
you have to also have to wonder, these people who bought the entire season of the final season of The Walking Dead.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to get a refund.
Are they?
There's no way.
If you file if you file for bankruptcy, you're protected. You don't owe anybody anything.
That's true.
So
they might be jerks on that, but I'm sure there would be a class action lawsuit.
It's like the classic response. Sue me for what? What are you sue me for?
What? They've already got a lawsuit out there, anyways, against the former employees about some potential violations.
I just know Bethesda would never let this happen.
Finally this week. Finally this week.
Fallout 76 beta release date.
Ooh!
Fallout 76 beta release. I'm going to try that again.
You choked.
I did.
How's it feel?
Every once in a while it does happen.
I don't have that problem.
Fallout 76 beta will release on Xbox on October 23rd. The beta will open up to PS4 and PC users on October 30th. Bethesda plans for this to be a true beta with a plan to, quote, stress test and break the game. Known as the Break It Early Test application, the beta will only be available to pre-order customers.
That's me.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
And you won't get to it.
You know what's funny? Well, no.
You'll be busy.
No. I'll have 3 days. I'll have 3 days in which I can try. But I was going to say, this is going to be unique because no one will ever play this on PlayStation 4, right? Because it comes out 3 days after Red Dead, and obviously everyone on PlayStation 4 will be playing Red Dead. It's a fact. I looked it up.
That does not qualify as a fun fact because it's horse.
That's in the game.
Great job, John.
Yeah. I will try this out, and hopefully I will nuke someone.
We're going to nuke people.
I'm definitely
It's going to happen, dude.
If I ever see one of you people pop up in that game,
I'm nuking you first, dude.
I'd be like, oh,
it's race to Nuketown, bro.
I would hold on to my nukes for years, just to be like, come on, John, try the game out.
Nuka-Cola.
I'll be over in a minute.
That'd be hilarious.
It would be fun.
Welcome to Fallout.
You guys want to wrap this up?
Never.
Just to be safe.
From the future.
For once, you didn't phone it in.
It's good.
Good job, guys.
A little better.
Yeah, it's good.
I do a thing and
it's good.
It's
good.
It's good.
It's good. It's Tony.
Yeah. I think that song, I was going to play it one time and I was kind of listening to it with my headphones and it goes to like a,
yeah, it does.
And I was like, not going to play that at a corporate event.
Somebody get Sean a towel.
They are talking about feeling good, so.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
If you want to write in your thoughts and opinions.
Yep, you can do it.
You can do it by writing into weeklygameschat@gmail.com. That's weeklygameschat@gmail.com. Just like, I'm trying to make sure, Matt with 1 T. Never saw that before.
From
John, move your cup,
is
please.
CA Canada or California? I don't know.
Thank you. He writes in and he says, decide I'd write you an email since it's been a long while and it's been a while. Sorry. And I do enjoy your show a lot aside from the damn football talk. Skip button. Sorry, guys.
I don't know where he's from, so we don't even know how to make fun of his football team, right?
Yeah, that's never going to happen. I mean, Matt, I don't know how to tell you this. That's not going away. Well, I'm guessing California. It says from CA.
Yeah. But it's a weird CA.
So he's a Raider.
Or a USC Trojan.
Yeah, or or Bruin.
UCLA Bruin or Cal Bear.
He's like, I'm none of those.
I hate football. It's dumb.
I watch cricket. I work lots and I have a couple of young kids. So gaming is a good relaxing tool for me. And you have recommended many games I ended up buying and loving. HCD. That would be Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man, Octopath Traveler, and Dead Cells. I own all systems, but I prefer Xbox when I have a choice. Good choice. The Switch is a bit of a love-hate relationship, honestly, but it has its good moments.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Switch
does.
is good. Yeah.
Me and my multiple friends were hardcore Destiny 1,
Indeed.
but Destiny 2 disappointed us.
Yes.
So much that I am terribly bitter about that franchise and probably will never touch it again. We're looking forward to Anthem. But the fact is, EA making it makes me nervous.
A touch nervous, yeah. Indeed.
Lately, I've been playing a fair bit of Rocket League. Ooh, classic. And I'm impressed on how this little game keeps improving. I feel like if I played that game right now, like online, like if you just went into a match right now, it would be...
His next line is great.
The only downside to it is that there are too many Richards and Smurfs on it. Although Xbox seems a touch better than PS4 in the D department. Looking forward to Red Dead. Completely factual proof. Matt's in. It's going to be the top selling game. I'm excited you might do a VR podcast. We consistently think about it, but John won't let us. I recently bought the PlayStation VR, and I do think it's pretty cool, but it lacks a bit of solid content. Bravo Team was a huge steaming pile of bull. Can't say I played that one.
Yes, it was, but hey, before you move on, sir, if you haven't heard about it, and I don't know why I'm yelling at you, there's a new game that came out. It's called Firewall 0 Hour.
10 out of 10.
Check out the reviews. Check out the gameplay. That might be your fix, because I'm buying it like today.
This just feels personal right here. As a French guy, Chris, you make me feel better about my accent when you read the news.
See, I think he's from Canada. French, Quebec, and all that stuff.
That's not the abbreviation for Canada.
It could be.
I thought Canada's abbreviation was CAN. Whenever I watched the Olympics.
Dude, are you from Canada? Or are you from California? Because Canada, hockey, right? That would be why he doesn't like the football talk, because hockey.
Possible.
Yeah.
We should do a hockey episode.
Boo.
Then they'll write in 10 out of 10.
Well, you did talk about the Caps one weekend when they won the Stanley Cup, and you were all like, I'm from Caps.
I am still Caps.
See, here we go.
Yeah, I love Caps.
Here it is.
Caps are my boys. My wife
Your
is calling.
wife.
Make a donation button so I can help fund you your games. You can send those to me through this. Just give me your banking information. I'll take what I need.
He might have an idea to where we say, "Hey, what do you
if
want
we
us to
accept
play?"
it, then we get taxed.
That's completely fine, Chris. That's okay. But imagine where they're like they drive what we play, and that'd be a good idea. Mm-hmm.
I actually already responded to this next one.
Thanks, Chris.
A little bit. Well, he had a thing.
Chris.
He had a little thing, and I tried to help him out and told him, said, hey, I'd look into it. But Ever writes in, says, hey guys, been a couple weeks.
That doesn't fit, but hey Ever.
If there's been a anywhere, it's coming. No, Chris, it doesn't mean we, the listeners, have stopped listening. I can't tell. I have to have your emails. It's the only way I know ever. Can't speak for everyone, but I listen to you guys on the ride to and from work and sometimes during work, so I want to reply back to y'all. I have to remember to do that, but I won't because Destiny 2, Forsaken, has been my after-work routine ever since the DLC dropped. That's what I hear from a lot of people.
Yeah, and Matt, the previous email, I've heard a lot of good things about the DLC for the Forsaken.
Yeah.
To the point where I updated the game. I did feel like Matt too, where I was completely over Destiny. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is. If you guys need a week off because of upcoming games, that's cute. Maybe y'all can find any friend of the show that has been playing Forsaken and get them to talk about it. Just like the previous listener who wrote in and said, this DLC has taken Destiny 2 and elevated the game to new heights. It's not perfect, but it's a damn good game now and offers something to do every day. Plus the end game is ever changing and unlocking new areas and weapons. That's good.
I've heard they got it right, but now the gamers are like, yeah, it took 4 years, but like, how can they top what they've done now? So now they're worried that they're not going to be able to deliver on the next thing.
Well,
That's what they've done to
I feel
Destiny
like
players.
That's like what they do, right? When they release the number, it's terrible, and then they release an expansion the next year, and everyone's like, "This is the greatest! I thought it was from Destiny had been this way from the start." Just had a quick question / concern.
Oh no!
This is why I respond.
Oh no!
Just last week, I changed from an Apple iPhone to my very first Samsung phone. Well, I'm sorry. Love the new phone, but I noticed that my Play Music app, the podcast art, doesn't change like it used to on iPhone. That's because you use a completely insuperior device now. I'm not biased at all. I don't know if everyone else uses a different app for podcast. Yeah, they use Apple Podcast app. That's why it works.
Why are you being hardcore?
I don't know.
Ever doesn't deserve
I don't know.
this.
Why am I being so mean? I don't know if it's just everyone uses a different app for podcast or if I'm just dumb and can't find the option to allow art changes. If anyone can help me troubleshoot this, I would be greatly appreciative. The weekly art was one of my favorite parts of the podcast. It made the podcast unique and stand out from the other podcast. Yeah, you're welcome. Attaches the stack art that the podcast has on my phone. I wrote him back.
Yeah.
And,
but if anybody else is having this problem, right?
Hey, first off, anyone else, you ever want to just see the image every week that's on there, you can go to the Weekly Games Chat Facebook group. I post that art usually a couple of days before every single week. Also, if you listen to us on YouTube, the background there is also unique to just YouTube specifications to make it something that's pleasing to watch on there. That said, I wrote them back and basically I changed the way I do this. I have to update the show's image every single week. Like if you actually like go into our settings, like the show's static image changes every single week. But I have been posting copies of the episode image also attached. I kind of stopped once I started doing the YouTube images, but I'll tell you this, Ever. I will throw in this week the image for this episode. You let me know if it pops up. If it doesn't, then I'm going to just stop doing it again because it's data that we're using. So, yeah, I don't try to use.
We're good.
Yeah.
We got data to spare.
You don't know that.
We don't.
They don't know about it. Apparently the doctor wrote in.
Oh.
Because that's the actor that played
Ah.
it. His name is Matt Smith. He's from Butler.
Where's Butler? Oh, in Pennsylvania.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Matt from PA.
Butler, PA.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
I look forward to your podcast every week. Your love and enthusiasm of games is what makes your show the best.
Yes.
It's such an exciting time. We have a great lineup of games coming out like Battlefield 5, Fallout 76, Soul Calibur 6. I feel so sorry for Soul Calibur. And then a little gem called Red Dead Redemption 2. Also in the world of sports, football is rolling along. Baseball playoffs are starting soon. And hockey, my favorite sport.
Go, Cap, go.
Good times indeed.
Indeed.
2 questions. What are your favorite all-time sports movies? What about you, Sean? What's your favorite sports movie? Off the cuff.
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Love those movies.
Quack, quack, quack.
I like Tin Cup.
Ducks fly together.
And is Rocky a sport? Because, of course, that's what John's going to say.
Yeah, we already know that.
Rocky, any true fan of Rocky will tell you it's not a sports film, it's a love story.
Oh. So what's your favorite sports film,
I was going to go art
Jan?
house drama. I was going to call it an art house drama.
The Waterboy is a good sports movie.
I'm a big fan of... there's Hoop Dreams as far as documentaries out there. That's like one that I really love.
Are you really doing this?
I do love that movie.
Are you going all in?
But no. If I was going to pick anything, Tin Cup and probably Bull Durham are my 2 favorite sports movies.
Never seen Bull Durham.
What?
Fun fact.
As far as seriously, if I take the question seriously, it would be Tin Cup. But
Tin Cup's great.
My favorite movie growing up, sports movie growing up, was Angels in the Outfield.
That's a good one. That is a good
Matthew McConaughey was in it.
He was. So was Danny Glover.
There was
Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
And a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I was
Super young.
I was watching an online skit where it's the perspective of the other team that plays these magical teams.
Yeah, 2 girls, 1 cup.
Every week. And like, so, they're playing like the first game. They're like, what the hell are we supposed to do when a freaking dog shows up and can apparently throw a ball 45 yards down the field on a dime, right? And the next week, Yeah. So then they're like, it's fine. It's just one game. We're not going to be defined by this. They're like, next week, come back. Who the hell gets Angels in their outfield? It's a football game.
I can see where this will be really funny for real.
But yeah, it's pretty good. Before we move on,
he's got, what's your favorite sport to play growing up?
Oh yeah. Second question. I'm sorry. What was your favorite sport to play while growing up? For me, up north, when I was growing up, it was always like baseball was kind of the main thing.
I played baseball until I was in high school. So of course my entire youth was baseball.
It was like really weird coming down here and like realizing that kids were playing football all the way from the age of 8. Because like up north, that just didn't happen. We had you either played baseball and then like in the fall you'd play lacrosse if you wanted a contact sport or soccer.
As I got older, I picked up playing
hockey.
golf. Some people may not say that's a sport. It's the worst thing you can ever do because you'll never be good at it, but you get to drink beer at 9 a.m.
That's true.
So it's completely acceptable, by the way, John.
Yeah. Kind of like bowling, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You bowl
and also,
anytime you have beer.
at way too old of an age, started trying to play soccer. I was a goalkeeper. Oof.
That's a hard thing.
Turns out people kick the balls hard.
Yeah,
you got anything on the? That's also what somebody might say. You got anything on the Facebook, Chris?
I do. I saw one post from when we posted our episode last week. Josh Drago wrote up on there. He said, "What up, guys?
What's up, Josh?
First off, I want to say thanks to Sean for asking you and John to do some more Lord of the Rings impressions.
It's the greatest thing. Hey, guys.
It never gets old.
You got any, you shall not pass this for my man.
You shall not pass. What news of the Ridmark? Speak quickly. The ring cannot stay here.
That's so good. It gets me every time because he goes so far back. For the youth.
I'm not trying to rob you. I'm trying to help you.
Hold out your hand.
Fool of a took.
It's quite cool.
It's quite cold.
Sean. We have lost Sean.
Drum.
If you could just see Chris do these impressions.
Riddles in the dark. Is it secret? Is it safe? Does it?
That's awful, sir. What's the worst?
I can do them all day.
Oh, that's good stuff.
But
Thanks,
he
Josh.
says, but it can't just be you and John. Thanks again. And I have two, you don't have any. Do you have a Lord of the Ring impression, John?
I'm not tapping into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
One, do you guys have a favorite BGM from any video game? For me, it's DuckTales and Gremlins 2 from the NES and Dark Souls 3. I think BGM background game music?
Yeah, that has to be what it is.
Yeah. That's a good... The DuckTales soundtrack is really good. And Dark Souls 3 also.
Without a doubt, my favorite background game music is from World of Warcraft.
Ooh, good pick.
Especially like the taverns or certain forests.
I really like the music in Ori.
Oh, that's good
the music on that is really well done. And just because this is off the top of my head right now, Witcher 3, of course.
Oh, and also like the training music on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That's good stuff.
Do you got anything, John? You don't listen to music, so.
Early Assassin's Creed soundtracks
Yeah.
are very good.
Boo. I'm kidding, John. John, it's a joke. We're close to the end. I'm just in a good mood.
Thank God.
I'm going to have to ride my motorcycle in the dark for the first time. It's going to be great.
And your light doesn't work.
Vroom.
You don't be listening to Celine Dion because when she does that, it's all coming back to me now. He was on a motorcycle.
Was he?
Yeah. She remembers because the night was so cold.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Number 2. Is it true that there's going to be a Lord of the Ring card game coming to the Switch? Thank you, guys, from us and your fans of your podcast.
I feel like I saw that.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Did that totally wrong. Yeah. Josh, you bowed to no one.
I feel like I saw that on a direct.
It's possible. I don't know. I honestly do not know.
I think that'd be really cool. That's all I got.
You can play Gwent.
Or you could just play Hearthstone, which has amazing background
That's
music.
true. Is Hearthstone on Switch?
No.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be.
First of all, don't just say things like that. That's not good.
Sean.
Yeah. This one's more of a visual. I'm going to direct you to our Twitter page if you want to see it. But
Hey, that's at Weekly Game Chat.
it is at
Sorry.
Big Riff.
Big
So
Riff.
basically, he put a image to our When We Say Finally this week. And if you guys have paid attention to the Chris Pratt videos where he's trying out for the Michelob Ultra commercial,
Yeah.
it's really cool how he does it. It just says Finally this week, and it's Chris Pratt holding
That's
the
me.
Michelob. Yeah.
Is this where we tell them I'm Chris Pratt?
Of course, we talked about the PS Mini, and we were wondering what games were going to be on it. At PSN Vintage 1985 says, at Weekly Games Chat, if the PS Mini doesn't have Croc, Destruction Derby, and Twisted Metal 2, I'm out. Do you guys know those games?
I do.
Do you got anything to say on that, dude?
On Twisted Metal 2?
Yeah.
That's a classic. And that's another one that makes sense to be on there.
Twisted Metal has to be on there.
I think both of them should be on there.
Crash Bandicoot has to be on there, or Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Hopefully a Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Siphon
Filter.
Yeah.
Speaking
Filter.
of Twisted Metal, Colin is speaking to David Jaffe on Fireside Chats coming up.
That makes sense.
That's a name drop.
Yeah, it is. Our friend
guy made it.
at David McClendon thought
Yeah,
we
he
would
made it.
appreciate this.
All right.
It's a very short review of Far Cry 5 in a comic. I liked it. We need to check that out for sure. If you want to pull it's that thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Touch it.
Well, I want to read the rest. He said, also, after the last episode, he changed his mind. All three of us have ADD, just different variants. Because if you remember, John was the one with ADD, which probably explains why he likes our show so much. Cheers. Cheers to
Did
you,
you send
sir.
that directly or through the page?
He sent it. He added us on the page.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what you're doing? You want to go to the mentions, the notifications,
Okay.
and then you should go down and find David. There it is, right there.
Let's look at this.
He's pulling it up.
That's
a very
it.
short
And-
review.
Far Cry 3 equals tactics plus story plus characters. Far Cry 4 equals Far Cry 3 plus animals divided by story. Far Cry 4 Primal equals Far Cry 4 minus excitement. It's literally the same GD map. And finally, Far Cry 5 equals Far Cry 4 minus tactics times America. That's pretty good. Good joke.
It's not a bad game. It's simply one of those, oh, that's cool kind of games.
Yeah. That was a thing.
That's a very, I like that.
This guy made this comic. He's got an interesting name. Mart Vickers.
Mart Vickers.
He's apparently a Kmart in Latin.
I don't know. Well, that's all I got. I'm ready to go eat and stuff.
Okay.
Did we make the 2 hour mark for our fans?
I don't think we did. We were
What? Oh my God, we have 8 minutes.
sorry.
We got to talk for 8 minutes. Just let it.
This has been come back 158 and
They just hear Penny crying because we're walking out and stuff. It's
my God. This has been episode 173 of Weekly Games Chat. If you like the show, subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever podcast service you use. You'll get a new episode every Wednesday, just like this one. If you're there and they have a rating system on wherever you listen to us, drop us a rate if you like the show. Top score is appreciated because it helps more people find it. And the universal code for hating a show is to take whatever the top score is and subtract 1, because anything that's not a top score is terrible.
divided by 2.
And double it.
Right.
Double it. If you want to write in your thoughts and opinions, we always appreciate them. You can write them into weeklygameschat@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter @weeklygameschat and even Facebook @weeklygameschat. We try to do our best
Do we?
at highlighting these.
We do.
We do.
We do.
If
I can say that with certainty, Chris.
if you're like, oh, I forgot my phone, but I got headphones, I'm at work, and you got YouTube access because apparently your company isn't the totalitarian
That's a
dictators
hard word.
that
That's a good word.
yeah,
It's
that
hard.
that some
Synergy,
employers are out there, and they say you can go to YouTube. Well, guess what? If you go to YouTube and you search Weekly Games Chat, you can find a audio version of the show on there for your leisure. Next week, we're talking about a game John has no interest in, so he'll probably check out on that one. Sean will be very hype on it. He's going all in. He's going to put 55 hours into this game this week so he can give us full impressions on it.
Can I get it on PlayStation?
Yeah, you can.
I might do it.
Okay. He's totally not. You can play it in Google Chrome, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that didn't make it in the news. Drop the ball.
It'll be in the news.
Is that really that interesting?
Yes. Play a full game that's going to be on that console
A brand new
on Google
on
Chrome.
Chrome, yeah.
How's that not news, John?
Where else are you? What games are you emulating in your Chrome browser every night?
First of all, learn how to say emulate.
Emulate it.
First of all,
Then
wake up,
maybe.
ADD boy.
I'm fine.
Anyways,
Where are we?
look at that, John. I got us to 155 just by doing that little bit.
Yeah, you did.
Can we wrap this up?
Never.
See,
first of
he
all.
doesn't want to take it 2 hours.
Yeah. You don't care about the fans, John.
Just fair weather.
I think I have locked in.
Fairweather Johnson.
Johnson?
Yes,
I was kidding.
Hootie and the Blowfish reference.
Remember Big Johnson?
Do you not remember that little?
remember those shirts.
Do you remember that little song they did on that album?
Okay, got you.
Do you really?
Are we
Yes,
really
I
going to
do.
do this until
First of all,
Shut up.
Shut your perfectly ironed shirt's face, okay?
Anyways,
And your stupid glasses
until next time, I will simply say,
and your height.
and your height. Shut your height down, John.
Just shut your height up, dude.
Just get short. Till next week, I will simply say, game on, Sean.
Game on, Chris.
Game on, John.
game on, Chris and Sean.
Game on, John.
Your mom's box.
Peace out, everybody.
Don't buy Red Dead.